I have seen nothing of the new generation of MLP. And I mean, like, it's so bad, I didn't even realize there's been 6 seasons. I covered the movie when that released. I covered Pony Life, which was a thing. Now it's time to get into the show and see if my algorithm just doesn't know what I like, or if the show is just so bad, no one's talking about it. Gotta admit, at least it looks pretty. Seriously? We're operating off video game logic if Zip can get away with that. So Zip sneaks into the castle to steal the super special microphone. Remember the Unity crystals? Don't forget the Unity crystals. The gang is all here. The new gang. Why do we have to incorporate social media into literally every new kids show? Are kids really so chronically online that they won't relate to something unless there's social media? Oh wow, that's depressing.
I wish magic had never come back. You Pegasi are always flying too fast, or too low, or too high up.
Racism! This is awesome, actually. They're addressing why Earth ponies are second-class citizens. Like, the biggest elephant in the series is being pointed out. I love it. I'm also terrified at this ruining the show, now that we've acknowledged it. This could literally ruin everything. Sunny, Madam Main character, is still sort of an alicorn, but only sometimes, apparently. Like, I know this is supposed to be a new canon, but this is weird. Having Sunny be an alicorn so fast and quick is already weird in itself, but now that it's not an official permanent ascension, like in the previous generation, it takes away a lot of what makes it special. Zip is being pressured into being queen. Oh man, the queen isn't an alicorn. Man, that's legitimately upsetting. I know that was the case in the movie, but like, gosh, it's really upsetting. And fundamental elements that made the previous generation special that's missing from this generation. I'm still going to give it a chance. This is just season 1, which is just 1 episode, but whatever. I can't judge it too hard. It may just be the apprehension of accepting change. Also, magic is on the fritz because that can happen now. Zip works on investigating why the super special magic giving crystals isn't giving out so much magic. And apparently it's tied to people using magic. Or maybe people being friends. $5 on it being tied to friendship.
None of you have noticed that magic seems kinda weird lately? Like, it keeps switching off or something.
And since no one can use magic correctly, it explains why the Karen pony is racist. And now she's uniting Earth ponies to make magic illegal. It's an uprising of Karens, but like, they also have a point?
I think I finally know what's happening to magic. It's the crystal. They might be powered by ponies.
Wow, look at me, I'm so smart, as if it wasn't obvious.
Whoa.
So when ponies aren't treating each other with kindness,
the crystals get weaker, and the more unstable magic becomes in Equestria.
I'm kind of liking this. With G4, it was just friendship for friendship's sake. Now there's actually a direct risk tied to their kindness. It makes them wanting to help people have a nice risk to it. I'm actually okay with this change. For some reason, when people are jerks, the Earth ponies' feet get stuck to the ground. Like they really didn't know what to take away from the Earth ponies in order to keep them in check. But that's insanely worse. Pegasus can't fly. Bummer. Unicorn can't use magic. Bummer. Earth ponies can't frickin' move. Come on. They get the short end of the stick all the time. So race wars start brewing, and the crystal that governs all starts cracking under the pressure of bad juju. On top of that, chasms start just appearing because I don't know, the power of bad vibes is strong with this one. Now, it's time to eradicate the Earth ponies. Nothing is easier to fix a problem like magic genocide. Obviously, the solution is teamwork and to stop being jerkwads. So the real solution is to eradicate the Karens. And then Sunny gets her convenient alicorn powers back to start fixing everything. Oh, that's new. And just so you know, she never uses this power again.
I totally agree with. Did you just talk?
Okay, hold on. This is cool. Earth ponies get something. I'm down for this. The Earth ponies get Earth magic, so they have some sort of magic. The lesson of the day is, like, just don't be a jerk, man. And when we aren't jerks, everything is chill. And then Zip tells her mom that she ain't going anywhere, and her mom accepts that Zip is doing pretty good over here.
Would you do me a favor? Would you mind just calling me Zip for now?
Of course, Zip.
Wow, I wish my parents would do that with me, but they still dead name me. It's literally that easy, Mom. And we have a replacement for Spike. Honestly, ew. Mom, can we have Spike?
We have Spike at home.
There's an evil Alicorn villain for this series. Oh, I am so down for this. Behold what will become my favorite character. Season 1, I'm conflicted, but I like it enough to keep going. So far, they aren't messing up. It's so weird how season 1 is just one episode. Why? Streaming services have made the animation industry so messed up. Earth ponies having magic now is very odd to me, but I'm pleasantly surprised they're tackling the issue of Earth ponies being second class. But wouldn't that kind of just make it to where Earth ponies and unicorns are kind of the same? Like, both of them have magic now. It's different magic, but both of them have magic now, and both of them can't fly like the Pegasus. So there's still like a certain level of inequality. Regardless, I give season 1 a B. It's a fine start. I'm excited to see where it's going.
I can't decide what to make.
You have creative block.
Is it permanent?
It sure feels like it. The curly-haired squirt is named Misty, and the alicorn is Obeline. They figured out cutie marks are important. Big shocker. And Misty doesn't have a cutie mark. Obeline is planning a plan. What that is, we don't know. Sunny gets a mirror as a gift for her birthday, but it's actually a spy device for Obeline. Earth pony magic is insanely strong and kind of out of control. Randomly, their cutie mark magic unlocks a hidden message from Twilight Sparkle, and she explains that, yeah, magic is more powerful, and also Obeline is out there and wants to steal all the magic for herself. So, like, watch out for her.
I'm with you. Here, Your Highness. Take my chair.
Oh, so sweet of you, Sunny. Thank you.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm just another dirty American, but I thought when you refer to a king or queen, it's Your Majesty, and the princesses would be Your Highness. I had someone tell me they aren't interchangeable, and that's why we refer to Her Majesty, the Queen of England, as such. Not that I care about the British royalty, but I am a medieval fantasy nerd, so this is important to me. So they keep getting anonymous messages and gifts, and for some reason, they never really question it. They just know that the message or gift is very convenient for their needs in the moment. As someone who's horrified at my personal info getting leaked to random strangers on the internet, I would be freaking out and changing all my passwords and throwing my phone in a volcano. Wow, that would have been a great transition for a sponsorship, but sadly this video is not sponsored. Subscribe to my Patreon. I have stickers.
Hey, how's your rally going?
No pony in town even took one, did they?
These flyers do have a giant no sign across a picture of French fries.
That's the fastest way for me to dump a campaign. Salty French fries is better than a gourmet steak for me. Maybe my papa was right. Maybe my ancestors were Irish.
Sunny, I'm your inner voice. I'm here to guide you. You are special. Haven't you noticed?
Oh, I need to share this with Zip right away.
Oh, these ponies are a special kind of stupid, aren't they? Major props to this season for tackling the problems with influencer culture. Sunny is trying to inspire the people to make positive changes in her community, but people only listen to her when she has her alicorn powers active. Sunny isn't an influencer at heart. She's like a politician, and she's one that genuinely cares about the people. It shows everyone that people will like you only due to surface level reasons. And they talk about how Sunny should be the alicorn because she's an earth pony that becomes every pony. She's an earth pony, unicorn, and Pegasus all in one when she's an alicorn, so of course the people listen to her. They all see themselves in her, which is entirely separate from the point I thought they were going to make. They really touched the surface of a very big issue and then pivoted to an entirely separate, albeit connected, issue. We were so close to greatness.
You turned into an alicorn again.
I can only transform into an alicorn when I feel like I'm truly helping some pony.
Honestly, if they're going to have social media be a prevalent part of this show, then we should be talking about the life of influencers and how much work it actually is. Because it's one thing to post online or even make YouTube videos for people's entertainment, but to be an influencer, where every aspect of your life has to be recorded and you can never really turn off your brain, you have to adopt a public persona that you can never turn off. So many kids want to be influencers now, thinking that it's all fun, but frankly, it looks awful. And bringing some of that reality to kids would do them some good. Apparently, Obeline is having problems with her magic, and that's why she wants to steal all that magic from those regular ponies, the pedestrian ponies, the commoners, ew. So really, she's just butthurt and is used to being selfish, but now that magic is based off of not being a jerk, she's having trouble catching up with the times. Funny enough, Zip feels like the main character, even though I assumed it would be Sunny, but Zip has the most agency. Zip is the one going around actually trying to resolve a lot of the problems, and I don't really think it's intentional. Apparently there's been a massive gap in time between the last gen and this gen. Apparently Twilight Sparkle split all the magic into 3 gems, and Misty, joining them in a sleepover trying to steal her stuff, was clearly brainwashed by Obeline and lied to about how Twilight stole her magic, and all the magic came from Obeline, and Obeline is basically the super god of all ponies. A lot of the season focuses on Misty trying to do Obeline's bidding and failing pretty bad at it, really cementing the feeling that she's a victim in all this. She believes that she can only get her cutie mark if Obeline gives it to her. She's just being manipulated. Misty manages to bottle up some magic dragon fire for Obeline. Didn't know you could do that. Now she got dragon magic. Time for evil plot.
More! I need more!
Oh, okay, never mind. Got a little too hasty there. I'm putting $5 on Twilight Sparkle coming back into the show. She's sort of immortal, isn't she? Like, kind of a little bit, not really. And that's basically all of season 2. Season 3 is also 1 episode. Season 2 gets a C+. It's fine. It was worth watching. But on to season 3. Season 3 is a 1-hour winter special. Yay! Did I mention I don't like Christmas? I've had some bad Christmases, so I don't care for winter specials. Halloween superiority! Everyone is going home for the holidays, and Sunny thought she was going to spend time with all her friends, so she got eggnog on her face and is going to try and make everything work anyway. As someone who has to schedule and coordinate everything with my friends, I can already tell this is going to be a catastrophe. Cutie Mark Friendship Powers gives them a plane? Just roll with it, or fly with it. So, with the magic of it being a scripted cartoon, they all fly to each other's families so they can all stay together. Man, wouldn't that be wonderful? This is a cute way to flesh out all the characters. Last generation, all the ponies' families was a decent part of the characters, especially Applejack. I'm glad they're tackling this. This was needed. After 20 minutes of nothing happening, their flying train bus thing starts freezing while they're airborne. Now, some sort of conflict? Basic storytelling? How great! Oh wait, never mind, they have magic. Everything is okay. Sadly, 80% of this show is a bunch of nothing. Back in my day, when they visited Grandma, she was involved in a hit-and-run/kidnapping accident with Santa. Now we have this? The actual conflict is a scheduling conflict. They're desperately trying to make it back home in time to see the super cool shooting star, but the weather is making them late. Or it would if they didn't have lantern magic helping them. Lantern magic is their ultimate deus ex machina, or as winter specials like to say, miracle. They stop by the unicorns to tell them, hey doofuses, you're making the snowstorm worse whenever you say frosty shivers. So just like, shut up.
What should we say?
How about, the warm wishy hoof?
Warm wishy hoof?
Warm wishy hoof? What is this? They're changing tradition? This is a war on Christmas, a war on winter. This kind of sucked. And my bias for winter specials aside, this was still pretty boring. It gets an F. Literally nothing happened. Now for season 4. It's another special. No! Super pretty glowy flowers. Looks like a great spot to post Ponychella, the Lollapalooza. They want to throw a concert here. But there's a super creepy, mysterious voice that beckons them to sing while also mwahahahaing.
The Dreamland! No way!
They're this really famous Earth Pony trio that I loved when I was younger. They practically...
I love that. That is such a great nod from the creators of this show. I hope their models actually look like they're from the 80s.
That's her, all right. What?
Aw, man. I mean, I knew it wouldn't be likely, but I could hope. So they get all these bands to join in, and they all promise they'll be the headliners. 3 different bands. This is what happens when you don't communicate.
Music during the Loomabloom?
Whoa, whoa. I don't want to kink shame, but not everyone needs to know you're a bottom. You know, for a show that has an emphasis on singing, I'm surprised they aren't having all of them sing a song to introduce the bands. Phineas and Ferb did it better. Frankly, there's not a lot of songs in this show in general. Kind of weird if you ask me. The headliners are arriving and all of them think they're the big wig in the room, and Pip is panicking from the stress of the lie. And then all the headliners don't want to sing first? Pip, you're the manager. Sometimes you gotta put your foot down. If they don't want to do the job, they don't get paid. Wait, are they getting paid? The concert starts and suddenly the singers can't sing. Oh wow, creepy forest spirits are stealing everyone's voices. Not what I was expecting. They look like they're eating it. This is what happens when you don't listen to the locals.
Troggles appear, steal what's to be, no cure to be found past the red ruby.
Izzy, we don't- Wait, did you basically just say that rubies can defeat the Troggles?
Wow, the solution to not listening to the locals is to listen to the locals. Sunny uses super special alicorn magic to get rubies into everyone's hands, and then the Troggles gulp them down and then die. The day is saved thanks to actually bothering to listen. This was actually a pretty good special. This is a good lesson that a lot of adults tend to forget. I give it an A. Also, none of the songs are a bop. They all sound the same. Very generic. That alone brings this whole generation down. Now back to the regular story, and very important plot point number 1, the queen is dating around, specifically this dude from Bridalwood. Conspiracy theory? They want to boost the popularity of the show, so they're making a relationship to increase the amount of R34 content. It made it terrible for kids searching for their favorite characters, but I had people talking about the show, that's for sure. All right, Shockwave animators, get to work! I better see E621 flooded with this stuff. This is a joke, please don't do this. Misty wants to do Obeline's bidding, but is also learning the magic of friendship. Apparently, also Obeline and Celestia and Luna, when they were kids, they knew each other, and she's just jealous of them. She's been holding on to a grudge since childhood. All this weird retconning, but also not really retconning, but also it is retconning. It's really weird. Like, geez, with all this retconning, they might as well add a female Custodes to Warhammer. Did I do it right? I don't actually know anything about Warhammer. Is that funny? Misty is literally the most interesting character. She's actively challenging her worldview and is slowly going through a character arc, something that none of the other characters are experiencing. She has the active, abusive mother trope working for her character. She's a Cinderella character. No, she's a Rapunzel character. It's so strange how there's no other character that has as much development as Misty. Not even Zip or Sunny has as much going on for them as Misty does.
The reason I've been failing my missions for Opaline lately is because I don't want to succeed. I focus so much on trying to please her, to try and follow her every order that I never once asked myself what I wanted.
Obeline is bothering to go out of her secret evil lair and actually do something herself, and she's tracking down the Dragonstone, and Misty realizes that Obeline has been lying to her whole life. So she's running away from home. Good for her. She reaches the Dragonstone, and apparently it's the most powerful stone in Equestria. Don't know how that works. Oh, never mind. Girl, you got wings. Wait. Why do they need magic to fly? I mean, I guess if you're talking scientifically, their body weight's too big for lift, and so therefore they need magic in order to, then why do they have wings? It's kind of dumb no matter which way you spin it. And they really abandoned the fact that Earth ponies have magic. Like, they explored it a little, but now they're focusing on Misty's story, which, focusing on Misty's story is the correct move. I just wish they didn't sweep Earth pony magic under the rug and make it no longer relevant to the plot.
You mind if I trot back here with you so I'm not in any pictures?
Holy shit, Bowie-sensei! I'm your #1 fan!
And then, for some reason, Misty decides to backtrack and grab not Spike anyway. What happened? Why? And they start draining him of his magic, just slurping it down.
Seriously, Misty, I've told you 1,000 times I can't understand you when you mumble.
Okay, Rapunzel, please stop with the mumbling. You know how I feel about the mummy, blah, blah, blah.
Then she goes to the main cast to tell them that someone, totally not her, kidnapped him. She needs to put some lipstick on her forehead because she cannot make up her mind. They all get trapped, and Obeline tells them that Misty betrayed them and is actually super evil, and their friendship was a lie, except it wasn't, but it also was.
You treated me like a friend. You freed us?
Boss battle! So they lock her up in a magic bubble and they just leave with the dragon, and that's it. Nothing else happens. We're so desperate to keep Obeline the villain that we made it an anticlimactic fight and a nonsensical ending. We better see something bigger in the future.
With more dragon fire, I'll be able to steal all of the magic, including the alicorn.
Now you see, that's what I'm talking about. I want her to reach Super God Plus. Season 5! Misty now lives a double life, sneaking away from Obeline to hang out with her friends. How can Misty sneak away from Obeline when Obeline does literally nothing? The only thing she ever did was get the Dragon Stone. Does Obeline sleep like 20 hours a day?
Opaline probably knows I'm gone and is already plotting her evil revenge against me.
I can't believe she's missing.
Never mind, Misty just decided to not be a wimp. Props to her. Misty is so great for people who have narcissistic parents. Misty shines so much in this show just because she's a great character for kids who are going through difficult family circumstances. Like, there's just so much about her that I connect with, and anyone going through something similar can get a general idea of what life is going to be like when they grow up. Really frickin' tough. I kinda miss the old setup of the show where the first and last episode were really titular to the season and really set the stage for what was going to happen. We got a villain of the season and that gave us a lot of memorable characters, and it forced the writers to make something happen every season. Now we're getting a slog of a story where nothing has really happened. It took four seasons to get any traction with Obeline. If we're going to ignore the overarching plot, we should focus more on fun, little episodes that are unique to this world. Every episode feels very similar. It's not bad, but there's a lot of room for improvement. Now that Misty is healing from her trauma, she's starting to get repressed memories back that she thinks are visions, and basically she got separated from her parents and then abducted by Obeline. One of the cool things is that they managed to meet the Breezies, and inside the tree is like a TARDIS of the Lost and Found. Things get lost and end up here, just like that one sock you've been looking for, the pair, for all these years. Magic Key teleports Misty away mysteriously. She's okay though, don't worry. Mysterious door for Mysterious Key, and she gives the key to Hitch so that they can go to the dragons to save Sparky because, you know, his magic was drained, and also clearly the dragons are going to progress the plot forward. I'm disappointed at how little lava and volcanoes there are. I really want a change of scenery in this show. Everywhere looks the same, but there's no dragons. So they just go back. Literally nothing happens. What the heck was this episode? I feel like I just got cucked. Surprise, the unicorn the queen is getting freaky with is actually Misty's father. Well, at least something came out of this episode.
But Biddle is your dad?
They reunite, happy moment. Now, maybe Misty doesn't need to work under Obeline. The only reason she really kept going back is because she needed a home.
It's return. I was wondering about this ancient evil alicorn, Opaline. What? You know something?
I cannot believe that, Pegasus!
I love how Zip is all like, I swear I'm trying to progress the plot. Everything, the writers, are just working against me. Apparently there's these things called together trees that connect magically to each other and can only be made from true friendship. And apparently, Obeline has one in her lair, which acts as a teleporter between other together trees. Which means Obeline was true friends with someone before? Whoa, foreshadowing. Also, she can steal people's cutie marks or whatever, I don't know. Sparky Dragon Magic reveals special dragon map.
The Isle of Scaly? It's the Dragonlands.
No joke, that was season 5. That's it. I wish I was lying. Misty got a dad, and now there's a little more progress in the plot. They also aren't going to explore Misty having a dad, except for 2 episodes, and that's it, and then they kind of just ignore it. I feel like all 6 of these seasons is really just one big season. Streaming has really ruined animation. It gets a C for cucking me. Season 6. So we go all the way back to the same place as before, but now the dragons are awake. Are the writers just flip-flopping around? Did they even make a plan? Jeez. So they try to tell them about Opaline, but their leader isn't about it. And Opaline already kidnapped some dragons, so the ponies are already behind. What drives me crazy is that all the dragons either have the exact same haircut or are just bald. They didn't bother changing their character designs other than their color palettes. It's just so lazy.
He looks familiar.
Behold, our exalted leader of dragons, Dragon Lord Spike!
I thought he was supposed to be buff!
I don't know about that. Seriously, I don't know about that.
Oh, he got that porn star voice. Or maybe his voice is just deeper because he woke up. I get that sometimes too.
Twilight's reign was peaceful for many moons until Opaline Arcana appeared. She'd been banished from Skyros.
Just in case you were wondering, this is the first time they have even talked about Skyro or an Alicorn land. Dragons have cutie marks now. Opaline starts doing this tree tentacle thing that steals people's cutie marks all over the world, giving more material for the SFM animators. So everyone is freaking out, thinking that without their cutie marks, they're useless, and Misty gives them a pep talk, basically telling them that she didn't have a cutie mark and she was fine. You don't need a cutie mark to slam your horn right into her heart! Or maybe, trap her and stop her or something. Spike and the other dragons get caught because, of course they do. Luckily, Opaline didn't know that little baby boo-boo is there, and so he's not brainwashed. Opaline starts gathering the main character cutie marks, which is twice as powerful as NPC cutie marks. Looking at some ancient tapestry of the trees, they figure out that happiness powers the trees, which we knew. I don't know how this is some massive revelation. So they tell everyone that all the ponies need to gather around the trees, and maybe they can overload the trees with good vibes. Opaline gathers all the Dragon Balls and is now all powerful. And then Sparky somehow unhypnotizes Spike. Magic crystal MacGuffins are broken. Ultimate doom and gloom is on the horizon. But it's okay because everyone sings and channels their good vibes into the magic trees that well, it's doing something, that's for sure. And those good vibes trap Opaline, and Sparky steals the Dragonstone and makes the cutie marks just backs to the characters. This is a little lame. I get that friendship is magic, but like, really? If this is the power of friendship, then there's no villain they can't beat. All they gotta do is sing together and their Deus Ex Machina powers activate. The power system is very imbalanced. Opaline has her cutie mark taken away, and then she's sealed inside the tree forever and ever. Her castle is destroyed, and everything is chill now. I thought Sparky was gonna be a much stronger part of this plot, and he just wasn't. And now that they have the power of fixing literally everything with the power of togetherness, they made the huge problem of if there is another big bad guy, they should be able to fix everything with the exact same method. Now they have to write reasons why they can't use this power. And using the power wasn't even engaging. It felt like a cop-out. Did they foreshadow it? Yes. Did they set it up? Yes. Does that make it okay? No.
I can finally make a cameo. Hi. Get out of my shot.
Happy day work.
Thank you. Mishi, I think is still outside. So.
Okay. Thank you. Setting up a Deus Ex Machina doesn't mean it's okay to use a Deus Ex Machina. I know it's not exactly a Deus Ex Machina, but whatever. It's way too convenient. Like, it's almost as bad as that trope of like, oh, we killed the queen of the alien race and now all the other evil aliens are dead, because that's how that works. Convenient plot summary ending. Season 6 gets an F because it fucking sucked. Another special on top of the big ending? What are these guys thinking? A portal opens up, whisking them away to the latest toy gimmick. I mean, a new land for the friendship and unity to explore. So Skrillex's hair and the leader tells them that this is Starlight Ridge, and they apparently haven't had any visitors since forever.
I got a little carried away, but I had to have some fun. Well, I still can.
Well, you still can? What does that mean?
Guys, you're in a secluded land with a unique indigenous population. Obviously, she's going to be ritualistically sacrificed to appease the primal gods. Duh. The Auroracorns, great name by the way, do this creepy hypnotized trance and follow weird crystals into the forest. The Primal God! Allura, the Primal God, stole their special magic charm, literally just flew in and took it. They gotta work on their security. And since she has that charm, she rules Starlight Ridge. Why was this not better protected? And she's stealing the stars from the sky looking for a super special star that will let her go to other lands and begin her mind to control conquest. So they pretend to be brainwashed, pretend to find the special star, pretend that it opens a portal just so she leaves the charm and they can steal it from her. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. No, never mind. That's exactly as easy as I thought it would be. Oh, she can still brainwash people. What? Okay, sure. So everyone gets brainwashed except for Sunny and Violet. Surprise! The snow heals them. Seriously? That's how we're fixing this problem? Special snowball fight? But they walked in snow. Wouldn't they have been fixed the moment they walked in the snow? How does this make sense? They beat her. She runs away. Oh my gosh, the special teleportation star was in the Nova charm all this time.
I'm coming with you!
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Allura is going to be the next big bad guy. This was all a setup for the next arc. I like the characters just fine. I think the show isn't bad. It just has some rough edges that need to be sanded down. You can definitely feel that this show is very heavily just to sell toys. Very heavily made and marketed just to sell toys. In the previous generation, they really tried to appeal to both the kids and the older generation, like the bronies. So this generation doing away with appealing to the bronies, which, I mean, fair. I'm not surprised I don't like it as much. It's not necessarily being made for me anymore. But that being said, the previous generation released at like just the right time and had that special je ne sais quoi that made it boom in popularity. And that sort of thing is very difficult to replicate. Am I disappointed the new generation isn't as good? Yes. Am I surprised? No. Is it still worth watching? Yeah, I think so. There's enough carryover of the previous generation to where I care enough. There's not a lot of care in there, you know? It's enough, but it's dwindling. The more and more it goes. Support me on Patreon. Tell me in the comments how you feel about this new generation of My Little Pony. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay beautiful and keep playing.